Alright guys, the next section in similarity is similar polygons. Our content objective is I will be able to recognize similar polygons, the corresponding angles, their sides, and we're going to use scale factor to determine similarity. We are going to summarize the material by creating a video or presentation to show our mastery. So our first thing is similar polygons. So these are our vocabulary words. Make sure we get these onto our note cards. Similar polygons are basically polygons or shapes that have the same basic shape but may have a different size. Okay, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Scale factor. We're going to call it the number or factor that is used to determine how much bigger or smaller similar polygons are to each other. Okay, so these are just words at this point. So let's move on. So we have corresponding angles. So corresponding angles are the angles in similar shapes that are in the same basic location. Okay, so here's my example. If I have a rectangle, my lovely rectangle, and it's similar to a larger rectangle, this angle, we'll call it A, is going to be the corresponding angle to this one because it's basically in the same location, and we're going to call this one X. So A would correspond to X. Now, same thing, we're going to use, let's get a definition for corresponding sides. The sides of similar shapes that are in same basic location. Okay, so it's basically the same. Now, I'm going to go back to my rectangles over here. Now, this is AB. And then this one is XY. So in this case, AB is going to correspond to XY. And because they're similar, AB, and then this is the sign for similarity. Okay, and then we can write the same thing here for our angles that we had. So we had angle A is similar to angle Y, or excuse me, X. Okay, so that's those words. Now we have the thing congruent. So all I'm really going to put down for congruent is the word equal. So congruent means that they're equal. And we are going to show that they're equal by this little sign right here. We have an equal sign, but we put the little squiggly, we put the similarity on top. Okay, that's all we really need to know about the word congruent. So now corresponding sides, we're going over it again. So in this case, we're going to write down every corresponding side that we have. Okay, they're not the same, it's the same basic shape, but it's a different size. So we have AB and EF, all right, because these are the tops. And we have to put our little similarity sign. Let's see if it's in here. There it is. All right, sweet. Okay, so AB is similar to EF. This way I don't have to write it. Okay, now what's another set? Well, we have, let me mark these. So we did these ones. So we're going to go ahead and do these ones. So we have FG is similar to BC, and then we have GH is similar to CD, and we have HE, or excuse me, AD is similar to EH. Okay, so we've done all of these sides, and that's just the corresponding sides. Okay, now the next one, now triangle, same idea. We're just going to go ahead and type them out. We have, now let's think about this one first. I'm sorry. We have two triangles, but are they necessarily similar? If we look at this one and we compare it to this triangle here, this triangle has a 90-degree angle. Does this one have a 90-degree angle? I don't think so. So these ones are not similar polygons. So not similar. So let's type that in. So not similar polygons. Reason being, they are not the same basic shape. Yes, they are triangles, but they are two different types of triangles. Two different types of triangles. Alrighty. So here's the next one. Now we have octagons. And we have the same basic shape, but one's a different size. So we know they're similar. So we have to just type out our connections. So AB is similar to A prime B prime. Okay, and I could go ahead and do all 8 sides, but I'm not going to. I'll give you about 3. So we'll go BC is similar to, what the hell, to B prime. C prime. And one last one. Let's go EF similar to E prime F prime. And we'll get rid of this. Okay, so we can do that for all 8 sides because it is a similar figure. Now, corresponding angles. Now, let's first check if they're similar. So we have a right triangle and we have a right triangle, so we have the 90-degree angles. So it's going to be right here and right here. Now we need to think about which angles are going to be the same. So obviously B and E are the same because they are 90-degree angles. So for corresponding angles, we have B, angle B corresponds to E, but this time we're going to have to put a little bit of congruency. So we're going to put is congruent to angle E. And I'm going to draw it in because I don't have an actual congruent. So equal, and then our similarity sign on top. So angle B is congruent to angle E. And we also have angle A, which is going to be the same as F. So again, if we type it in, so angle A and angle F, so they are congruent. So if you notice with sides, they're going to be similar because there's a scale factor. But with angles, if they're similar, they're going to be exactly the same. So that's why we put congruent. So let me put that distinction on the bottom. Alright, and we could always go ahead and go C and D, but we kind of get the point at this juncture. Okay, so same idea. We have J is going to be the same as which one? So depending on the way you rotate this. So if I rotate it this way, okay, it's going to change my letters, but if I rotate it, that means J is going to be the same as X. So J is equal to X. And we have K equal to Y. And Z is equal to L, or L is equal to Z. And all we're missing are our little congruencies that we need to put on, or to put on top, the similarity sign, sorry. Best I can do. All right, and our last one would be M and W. Okay, but because they're in the same location, they are corresponding. So now, are these two rectangles similar? Similar. So we have now these sides corresponding, so we will go 8 over 18 because they are the same sides. And then we have 12 over 24. And then just like our word problems, we have to associate. So we did the left side. So as we associate, we have left over the top. Now we have 8 over 18 and 12 and 24. We can do this one of two ways. We can do the cross multiplication, in which we would get 24 times 8 is 192. And we have 12 times 18, which is 216. All right, so something's off. They're not similar according to this. So we're going to check it again. We're going to go 8 over 12. 8 divided by 12, is that equal to 18 divided by 24? And if we use our calculator, this is a no. These two are not similar because it doesn't work out because of the scale factor. So this is a no. Now, we have to find the values of x, y, and z. So I'm going to go ahead and set this up, and let's see if you agree. So I see that mn is similar to rs, and I set this up because it's small over the big. So I have 18 over 30 for my mm and rs, and so this is small side over big side. And so I have to cross multiply. So in this case, x turns out to be 15. All right, and now let's look at our angles. So we have z here. So in corresponding angles, they're equal. So z has to be 115. All right, and then now we need to set up for y, and it's going to be the same setup. So let me set that up, and then it'll magically appear. So I have my setup. Again, we're using the 18 over 30, but this time it's 15 over y to satisfy the small over big. And so I get y equals 25. All right, that's basically it. We'll hit something else in our next class, but that's basically what we're looking for here.